I don't know, I find it freeing and amazing, and I love exploring the world. But Tiffany and the girls living with us really opened up my husband's eye to saying, maybe we could move to Costa Rica or do something. So we made a bet. Jason and I decided he was a manager for a shop in Vero that did mountain biking and kayaks and stuff like that.
Okay.
And in Costa Rica, it's really not legal for gringos to work. It's really kind of a complicated process.
Interesting.
And unless you have like a special skill set. So we decided one night, I don't know, I'm sure it was after a couple of drinks, like, let's make this bet. He said if he could find a job in Costa Rica, we would sell all of our stuff and move there.
So Nikki, you owned a house at this time or no?
Yes, we owned a house,
okay.
2 cars. We were the American dream. We had 2 steady jobs. We owned a house, 2 cars, 2 kids. And yeah, because his son at the time was living with us full time.
Now, were you running your dad's business at that point?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. What kind of business was that?
My dad owns a house painting business. He's owned it now for 20 plus years there. He holds most of the contracts, well, I guess, unless you live there, for Windsor and Johns Island, the higher end beach end communities.
Okay.
So that's what he does. So I was like the one man everything for running the office and for his business.
Okay.
So Jason got on the computer one day and found these bike forums for Costa Rica, all of this stuff near where Tiffany had been living, and got in touch with this guy who owns a business here. And the guy this was like in March of 2015. And he met the owner of one of the shops, and the owner interviewed him after several communications, interviewed him via Skype, and was like, if you move here, you're hired. So then it just was like, are we doing this? Are we seriously doing this? And we didn't tell anybody. We didn't tell my parents. He didn't tell his dad. We were completely secret about it for a very long time. And that was in March or April of 2015. And in September 2015, we had almost sold everything, and we picked up and moved to Costa Rica.
All right. So at this point, right, you already have most of your stuff sold. Did you already sell your house?
Our house hadn't been sold yet. So what the plan, which this is why I hate plans, because it never works out. They're so silly. I
say we make plans and then life happens.
Exactly. So the plan was all of us, 4 of us, came to Costa Rica, and we had rented this little condo right next door to Tiffany. And it's not season in the area where we live. They have like high season and low season. So, which also coincides with like rainy season and dry season. So in September, it wasn't season. And we were the only 2, our family and Tiffany's family were the only 2 people in all of these condos. And we lived right next door to each other, and we moved down, and Jason stayed for about 2 weeks. And then the plan was for him to go back, finish working out his extended time that he had given them, and sell the house. We got here. When Jason left to go back to the States, within 3 days, he called and said, no, F this. I want Pura Vida back. I love it so much. I quit my job. I don't care if our house sells. I'm coming back.